Hey there guys, it's Gabriella Schlack, creator of Creeps Anonymous, and it is September 16th, 2019. We are here almost a little bit under a year in creating Creeps Anonymous, and we have accomplished an incredible amount of stuff. We have basically created a bi-coastal podcast, and we've made about 9 episodes so far. We have 6 patrons, and we have a whole bunch of followers online, and a whole bunch of people that are already really invested in the story, which makes me and my actors and my crew incredibly thankful, grateful, and excited. We do have a couple of changes coming along the way, just to make it easier on ourselves and to make sure that the series can keep running. There have been some difficulties along the way, and part of the reason I should say of making this video is to just make you guys aware of what it takes to make the podcast happen, and sort of what goes into making it every day. I basically started it as a birthday gift to myself last year in February, and it was basically a full adaptation of a book that I've been writing for a decade of the same name. And I basically moved from New York City to California to pursue that dream. So it's been really incredible. It's been a really edifying journey so far. I'm a writer by trade, and I learned everything I knew in school. They didn't teach me how to make a podcast. They didn't teach me how to use Audition or any audio editing software. That was pretty much things I learned on my own, and from friends who are musicians and audio editors that were kind enough to show me, and just time I spent myself learning. And there's still so much to learn along the way as well. But it's been kind of tough. The main difficulty that I've found so far is just the fact that as much fun as recording the episodes are, and all the lines for the characters, we're doing it across the country. We're doing recordings and episode bits that are pretty much 3,000 miles away from one another, and it's been really hard making that sound like those two characters are sitting right next to each other and talking to one another. And we are hoping to move the production to something that sounds more like you are a fly on the wall and you are listening to the conversation, rather than those conversations being found sound audio recordings via a phone call. We want to take you more places. We want to take you to Dock Street. We want to take you to the catacombs. We want you to feel like you're really there and not just on the phone with the characters. And we realized that if we wanted to start doing more of that and upping the production quality, we'd have to say goodbye to our New York voice actors, and we'd have to start looking for Californian voice actors, where we can get them in a recording booth physically, rather than waiting for audio recordings to come in and going back and forth and making everyone's lives difficult. And it's been especially difficult because I don't get to do this full time. I am currently recording this outside of my full-time job, which is a call center. Well, I guess I'll just be really transparent with you folks, because you should know what goes on when an artist makes their craft. I don't do anything fancy. I answer calls all day long for law firms, and I make only $16 an hour, and that's a recent development, and I'm grateful for that because it's money that I can breadwin with, and it's money that I can pay for my benefits with, and possibly pay for things that my partner and I need. The Patreon has really helped. It's been a huge boon because it actually helps pay our musicians and our voice actors and our other audio technicians, and that's been really helpful. But I'm definitely not making $1 million off of the podcast. I didn't expect to. I didn't expect to make any money off of it, so it's pretty exciting that I am having any patrons in the first place, and I'm so grateful to you guys. But it's still tough. It's still definitely difficult. It's not a full-scale production, and it still is on a shoestring budget. and that's just the way it is. But we're hoping to make it a lot easier on ourselves in the future, where we do go on and we start hiring real voice actors here in California, because once we start getting that production value up, where it really does feel like you're there, we believe that the podcast can only grow from there and grow exponentially. And that's what we're hoping for, you know. We're hoping that I could do more than just work on the podcast for more than, 2 hours at the end of every night when I come home from work after I'm done doing the dishes and cooking dinner for me and my partner. I hope to put more time, more effort, and bring even more magic your way, but I definitely did want to update you guys. It has been a while, and you should know what's going on. And that's pretty much it. I wish you guys the best. I love you all, and let's tell some good stories together. Bye-bye now.